Hello and welcome back, folks. We have another exciting video in store for you. Today we have a look at arguably one of the most buzzed about shows from the last few years in the horror category. Well, for those who didn't guess it yet, I'm obviously talking about AMC's Interview with the Vampire. It's a show that has captivated me ever since it premiered, and since then, it has quietly become one of the most stunning series on the air. We've gotten 2 seasons of it already, and the much anticipated 3rd season is just around the corner. One of the most well-known vampires in literary history, Lestat de Lioncourt, has the lead role in this like no other, and it is said to get even more insane. So all of this gave me the idea to hop on here and bring to you everything we know so far about the vampire Lestat from Interview with the Vampire Season 3. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles and AMC's Immortal Universe. Alright, now on to the main man himself, Lestat de Lioncourt. Where do I begin? Well, why not look into the far past before going ahead with the show? So, in 1976, Anne Rice began her iconic vampire book series, The Vampire Chronicles, with the release of Interview with the Vampire. Back to the 2020s now, and with this series of the same title, we see a fascinating adaptation of that very book. Louis de Poindulac and Lestat de Lioncourt unsurprisingly star in this one, played by Jacob Anderson and Sam Reed respectively, and over the course of the 2 seasons released so far, the show has gotten a cult fan base of its own. Developed for television by Roland Jones, with Anne Rice's original novels forming the foundation, and Christopher Rice involved as an executive producer, this show, from its very inception, was designed in a way that would allow the brains behind it to adapt the rest of the Vampire Chronicles saga as well. Now, here we are, with overwhelming praise, a hardcore set of fans, and the show all dressed up to head into Season 3. Season 3 becomes The Vampire Lestat. By 2025, AMC was openly positioning Season 3 under the new title, Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat. And this meant that they were going to pivot the entire narrative now and have the spotlight all over Lestat, letting him snatch the mic from Louis' hands and tell his own story. AMC and EW confirms Season 3 has been rebranded as The Vampire Lestat with a June 7, 2026 premiere. So expect a tale that explores Lestat's past, his transformation, his relationships with Nicolas de l'Enfant as well as with his mother Gabrielle, along with his encounters with ancient vampires. And there's also his change in career, which I'll be talking about next. Where Season 2 left Louis, Lestat, Daniel, and Armand. Now, where were we left off with the story the last time we saw these guys, which was the Season 2 finale? Well, the season wrapped up the events of Anne Rice's first novel, and smoothly made a time leap to reveal that Daniel Malloy's book, Interview with the Vampire, had become a bestseller. As a result, this made Louis become a target for vampires all over the world who got furious over the fact that many of their secrets were now public knowledge. But then, in a chain of events that many fans, including me, didn't see coming, we see Armand turn Daniel into a vampire himself. But most importantly, we were able to see the renewed unity between the 2 equally broken leads in Louis and Lestat. And this felt like the first time in decades when they were honest with each other. And that's where things stand as of yet. So the next season will have this reunion paving the path from the get-go. The official premise: Lestat becomes a rock star. Which brings me to present the premise for The Vampire Lestat to you, and I have to be honest, it's quite something worth looking forward to. The official description of Season 3 says that, resentful of the portrayal in Daniel Malloy's best-selling Interview with the Vampire, Lestat sets his story straight in the only way he can, by starting a band and going on tour. Yep, that's right, Lestat the rock star. Or rather, the first immortal rock star. So he's going on a proper multi-city tour after forming a rock band. Seems like all is resolved, but that is so not the case. In comes a little-known concept called the Great Conversion. Let me explain. So, as Lestat's fame and star power as a rock star grow, it also allows his influence to get inflated over vampires as well as humans. This forces everyone around him to contend with this dominance of his in the midst of this abnormal rise in the vampire population, which may be resulting in some serious upheaval across the whole vampire world. This very abnormal rise is referred to as the Great Conversion. EW also describes this as an unnatural rise in the vampire population connected to Lestat's growing influence. The trailer, Dancing with Myself, and Lestat's chaotic new era. Well, to the official trailer now, which shows Sam Reed performing a cover of Billy Idol's Dancing with Myself on stage, and to me, it just seems like they are slowly setting things up for Season 3 to be a more in-depth experience, from volume, emotions, scale, and what have you. EW confirms the official trailer features Reed's Lestat rendition of Dancing with Myself. It also helps make this prediction when you remember that Roland Jones said the next chapter was meant to feel like Lestat had taken the audience hostage. He also resolved a few too many of our doubts, as we got to know that while the first 2 seasons were told through Louis' voice, this one will be completely narrated by Lestat, who's a different animal altogether. So, I'm seated for a more theatrical, emotional, and a tad bit less trustworthy narration this time around. Even with his newfound persona as a rock star, I see it as a logical and understandable extension of who he really is. And if Sam Reed tells us that he was given much more wiggle room for his character this season, then boy, I just want to demand the new season as soon as tomorrow, no kidding. I seriously cannot wait to check out whatever they are building. The cast, returning faces, and major new additions. Let's talk about the cast now. Many of the familiar faces are coming back, and some major new names have also been added. Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson return as Lestat and Louis, Eric Bogosian returns as Daniel Malloy, Assad Zaman returns as Armand, and Delaney Hales is also returning as Claudia, likely through memory, visions, or flashback material. So is Joseph Potter as Nicolas de l'Enfant, the former lover of Lestat, who we've heard would have plenty of flashback scenes to be a part of what the show would be exploring the next time around. Then there are other returns like Christopher Geary as Sam Barclay, Gopal Devan as Farid, and Justin Kirk as Raglan James. And that wraps it up for those who've been here before, and will stick around more so. On to the new faces, and we've got some solid additions here. Jennifer Ely is coming in as Lestat's mother, Gabrielle. Ella Ballantine will play Baby Jenks, a character from The Queen of the Damned. Janine Sorales joins as Christine Clare, while Christopher Heyerdahl and Damian Atkins portray 2 important vampire figures from the original lore, Marius and Magnus, respectively. There are more, such as Schitt's Creek actor Noah Reid as Larry, Ryan Katner as Salamander, Seamus Patterson as Alex, and Sarah Swire as TC. But the news on the cast has one major bombshell of a name to be introduced. The biggest piece of news on this was dropped at New York Comic Con, where we were told that Sheila Atim, the critically acclaimed Ugandan British actress from The Woman King, was cast as Akasha, the literal Queen of the Damned. But this was massive news to me and many others, since we not only have a great talent like Sheila in the show, but also Akasha, one of the most iconic characters in Anne Rice's mythology. Just wow. Well, there you have it, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much the majority of the ingredients that we know so far are in the hands of the creative heads behind the vampire Lestat. I personally cannot wait to see what difference the change in the title will bring to the story's narrative. Well, I can always keep the countdown to the release date and time, which is less than a month away. Yes, viewers, The Vampire Lestat premieres Sunday, June 7th, 2026 on AMC and AMC+. EW confirms the June 7, 2026 premiere date and reports the season's opening credits feature All Fall Down, composed by Daniel Hart and performed by Sam Reed. For most of us waiting, we were given this release date announcement with the opening credits, featuring a new song called All Fall Down, performed by Sam Reed himself, with music from series composer Daniel Hart. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as I look back at the first 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire, with anticipation for Season 3, with a new title, In the Vampire Lestat, told from the wild perspective of the newly rebranded rock star Lestat. I don't think I need to convince you any further, and I just know for a fact that as we are diving deeper into the Vampire Chronicles original lore, the adapted show is going to take us on a roller coaster ride. So if I were you, I'd buckle up right away. Now, please drop a like on this video, share it with your friends, and comment down your thoughts on Interview with the Vampire, now The Vampire Lestat, and how hyped you are for it. Finally, please subscribe to Marvelous Videos for more such content. Until next time, take care and ciao.